So the nice lady from Santander, I say she's nice because she sends me text messages on a daily basis. She's been telling everybody on the news today that spending is down. It has dropped by 2.7%. And she says it had gone up a bit in April because it was nice weather. I can't say that with a straight face. But if it was up because of nice weather, maybe the government ought to stop spraying the skies so we get a bit more sun and then maybe we'd spend more, just a little hint. But she said it was up in April because it was nice weather. It was down in May, 2.7%, which is the lowest it's been since December 2023, which, as you remember, is when we were coming off the back of that ridiculous pandemic thing. So spending is down, but borrowing is up. Of course, borrowing's up. It's gone up by £17.7 billion. That's not how much we are borrowing. That's how much borrowing is going up by, which will be interest on the trillions that we owe. Rachel Reeves doesn't care. Obviously, she doesn't mind. She just borrows more and more and more, knowing that we will pay it further and further and further back. So we're basically an interest-only repayment fund. We're sort of like the cash cow. Moo! We pay for all of Rachel's wants. She doesn't ask us if she can borrow. She doesn't turn around. You know, like if you want to borrow some money off a friend or if you want to borrow some money off your dad or something, you go, I don't suppose you could lend me for something, could you? Could I possibly borrow £4.50? I'll pay you later. I haven't got any money in my purse, that kind of thing. No, she doesn't do that. She goes, right, well, this is how much you lot owe. It's like, how do we owe that? We didn't say we wanted to borrow it, and you've signed us up to the most ridiculous terms and an interest that is way higher than it was when Liz Truss cocked it all up, and we're supposed to go, that's okay. Are we? We're supposed to go, yeah, okay, fine, all right, Rach. No, I don't think we are. But because we've got no money and no voice, because they don't listen to a word we say, we're sort of like these little poor people in the background going, oh, God, here she is, she's done it again. And nothing's really changing, is it? Nothing's really happening. We're borrowing more, we're spending less, we don't have money in our back pocket, and yet they're still wanging on, as they do, about they're determined for change and their plan for change and all their change. The only thing I want them to change is the record. And in fact, no. What I want them to do is change like the changing of the guard, and I want them out and someone else in. And at this precise moment in time, it could be my cat, for all I care. They are as much use as a chocolate teapot. So they can change themselves out. They can go back under the rocks that they came out on. And I know that sounds a bit hard, but when you've taxed people into oblivion, when you've persecuted every vulnerable sector in society, when you've gaslit an entire nation, I sort of feel as though it's quite an accurate description of where they should be heading back to. But ultimately, it is no surprise that we have stopped spending, that our spending has dropped and it is dropping by 2.7%. Next month, I'm sure it will be more. What would be a surprise is if Rachel Reeves saw this and instead of going, oh, that's disappointing, she turned around and went, oh, I've completely... haven't I? I'll get someone who knows what they're doing to do the job. Or what would be even better would be if Keir Starmer sacked her and then there was a vote of no confidence for the entire government and then we had the new lot in, whoever they may be, my cat. Let's vote Stanley. But either way, we can't carry on as we are. We have no money. There is no money in our back pocket. They're literally not down the back of the sofa. And I've looked. I spend my life looking for it. The ashtray in my car, I used to keep all my pound coins for the trolleys in, but I've had to use them recently because I've needed them for other things. So when I went to get a trolley this morning and there were no pound coins in it, I was like, yeah, spent it. See, that's what happened, Rachel, when you spend stuff and then you have none left, but you have none left. But with Rachel, you have none left and then you borrow it and you say, don't worry, those stupid people, the taxpayers will pay for it. And then we'll raise their taxes even more and then we'll put our ear defenders on and go to a concert as funded by the taxpayer or a freebie or something and pretend that we can't hear them. It's how it goes. Brilliant. Thanks, Rach.